Hey Taurus, TT is here with another channel message. Today's message is going to be specifically for a Taurus that is purchasing a home or trying to maintain the cost of a specific lifestyle. Hold on a second, Taurus. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. My dogs and my daughter, they all found each other. Yeah, this is going to be for anyone that's either trying to purchase a home or maintain some type of cost of a particular lifestyle, which means your lifestyle has been one way for a very long time, and to make a shift or to make a drastic change without having the proper numbers reflecting like you being able to maintain that lifestyle, that's like a risk for you. So for that scenario, your situation would have to look like, to make a drastic change in your career sector, there would have to be some numbers that really would be able to predict that it's worth making that drastic shift in your work life or your work sector, you know? So think of it from a perspective of leaving a salary paying job to go over into like a hourly job. You know what I'm saying? Your life had to be built on a particular number. So how much money you get to have for leisure every month was already accounted for. How much money you had to devote to bills was already handled. So you have lived a very consistent lifestyle. If that scenario resonates with you, or purchasing a home, it feels like a really big buy that you're trying to accomplish, or a really major shift. Okay, it's going to feel like an uncomfortable death, but it's bittersweet because it's for like the benefit of your future or the benefit of your soul or something to that degree. My condolences, if not necessarily you, let's say you resonate with that part, but if there is anyone out there that has lost someone special during this time, or it feels as if you lost someone special during this time and nobody understands why you're not feeling your best lately, or why you're kind of in this grieving state, my condolences, as it does feel like a really big like ending, like you're saying goodbye to something. This could be a part of yourself, no matter if it's someone next to you or someone you love, or just a major ending. Just know that we love you and keep your head up, okay? This is a very difficult season, holidays, most especially winter season. So please, please, please keep y'all head up if you are grieving during this time. This message is also going to resonate for those of you that are underpaid during this season. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you're not trying to be all about money, but you got bills to pay. You're not trying to be all about, you know, the system, but you have to deal with the system. You know what I'm saying? There's this energy of, it's like, I can't get a better job right now, or money's not coming in right now. So that trigger is being flipped on you. Inside of you, that kind of is getting into that survival mode, or that mode of, I gotta do what I gotta do because I got bills to pay. All right. So if you're surrounded by a lot of people you really don't want to have to kiss their ass, you really don't want to have to ask them for help, but you're doing it because you're putting your priorities above your ego, this may resonate for you as well. Yeah, if y'all are new, welcome to our Love Nest with Talk Tequila. I am a psychic medium here on social media, whether it's YouTube, TikTok. I haven't been on Instagram in a while, but yeah, Instagram too. Welcome to our Love Nest. This is a Taurus only playlist. If you have found this playlist, you may have Taurus in your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, anywhere in your birth chart, and it may resonate with you. My friends call me TT. You are welcome to as well. If this situation if this situation resonates with you, let's see what messages Spirit has for you, Taurus. So I've been feeling a shift of new new people that are coming to this channel, new people that are coming to the Love Nest, and some of you guys are here, some of you are on your way, and I just want to give you a warm welcome and let you know what the Love Nest is all about. See, we have dark thoughts. Okay. It's your daily care, whatever confirmations, love in general, love self. This is a self-love channel, self-care channel. Everything to do with love. That's the frequency that we vibe on. It's the heart chakra. It's where everything begins and ends. It's the pump that keeps us going every day. So it's very vital, all right, to come get your love and check in with your heart and see what it's saying. So that's the Love Nest. Healing, healing, healing. Excuse me. Let me take a sip. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, that feels good. It's cold outside. I don't know about y'all. Let me know in the comment section what it's like in Texas. It's officially cold. I've been MIA for a few days, but I needed it personally. So it should be November 1st when you're watching this. And on November 1st, there are some things, some thoughts, some things of the past that are being properly laid to rest. They are being properly sorted out. Whatever's been restricting you, restricting your path. Whatever's been making you feel a lack of inspiration, whether this is adversary or you're trying to figure out, you know, where is it all coming from? What's the source? I really feel like a lot of you guys have been venturing far out into your unconscious realm. I mean, like, you left the super conscious, you left the subconscious, and you want to know what's lying dormant. You don't want no more surprises that hasn't been checked within yourself. And if you aren't sure if you've been doing it, the shadow work, you have been doing the shadow work. That's what I'm seeing here. And throughout this death and rebirth process, you're going to go through emotional changes as well. That's what Spirit is showing me. It's like having a withdrawal, right? So let's say you are no longer interested in a particular genre of music, right? The reason why you're no longer interested in a particular genre of music is because you are or have been going through a withdrawal from a prior version of yourself. You know how, like, older people, older in age, they'll say, back in the day, I used to listen to that music, I used to love it. And as I got older, I just lost interest for it. Many of you are going to remember that moment that you lost interest for something. You're going to remember that moment that you changed your mind and decided to stop thinking a certain way. All right. For some of you, you decided to change the way you speak to yourself. Negative self-talk. You decided to change the way that you perceive life experiences, right? Or how you react to life experiences. And you needed to figure out what this was in order for you to gain this new perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really had to get to the bottom of it. Like, why don't I like a certain fill in the blank? Why is it difficult for me to get jiggy with it? Why is it, you know, why do I only want to keep it a certain type of way? I feel like some of you guys, it looks different for so many people, but it's a blessing in disguise here because you're changing. You've been given some type of key to some type of door, some type of opportunity, but I feel like the opportunity is not necessarily like a new job or someone hiring you. It's a new lease on your life. It's a new lease on your reality. It's a new lease on your future. And you were the only person could determine that you were ready to let go of that version of yourself. You were the only person that could get rid of those thoughts, can lay them to rest. You were the only person that could say, you know what, I'm just not fulfilled. I'm not happy doing this. I'm not happy repeating the same lessons. I'm not happy. So whatever it is that you've been wanting, the key is being like cut for you. This key is being cut for you. That's what they're showing me. Yeah, you finally took the advice, the spiritual advice. You know what? I don't think that you weren't listening. I think you're finally learning how to apply the spiritual wisdom that's being given to you. Like your clairaudience is sharp, or it's been fine-tuned. Like some of you guys, ooh, spirits, really. Some of you guys, gotta upgrade. Some of you guys gotta upgrade in one of your gifts. There was some type of negativity that was sent your way, right? And it was a test, right? For you, it was a test spiritually, but the negativity that was sent your way, the intentions was to make your job harder. The intentions was to bring you back to something, because when you go clockwise in one direction, right, you got to go counterclockwise. So if you were going clockwise in one direction and things were going positive for you, and then all of a sudden they start going negative for you, and you weren't sure, you know, if this was like psychic attacks or people fucking with you, or if this is your spiritual team trying to tell you to change up something that you're doing. I feel as if, you know, you were suspended in time. You were suspended and held in like that hangman energy long enough for you to get a new perspective. Okay, the difficulties card reminds me of the hangman card, where you're hanging upside down, and yes, it's foggy there, and yes, it's unclear, and yes, there's a million and one things that it could possibly be, a million and one people that could possibly be fucking with you, but none of that matters, right? None of that matters, because all of it was created from chaos. All of it was created from confusion. So all of it doesn't matter. Even if it was a gang of people that was attacking you. The only creation that they can make in your life is based off of the focus and attention that you give them, right? So in this uncomfortable position, all of it was being revealed to you. You could have been hearing thoughts. You could have been hearing like, do this, do that, don't do that, don't do this. Like, it was just like loud, chaotic energy. Provoked by fear, trying to provoke you down a particular path, or provoke you to do something specific, or provoke. Wow, I can't even fucking talk. You might not have even been able to talk. It was like, I can't talk, I can't think, I can't move, I can't speak. There's just debilitating energy that I'm picking up on, and it's like, I don't know who I need to fucking snap on, or who's about to get these hands. You know what I'm saying? Very short-tempered, very irritated. And it's like you just wanted it to stop. Because I'm seeing someone here also ask, like, why is this happening to me? Something like that. Ooh, this is uncomfortable. It's like you were being realigned. You're having an activation with integrity and awakening here. It was a purge, a deep purge, but it was internal, like a real death internally. And you see how in this card here, the difficulties card, it shows the darkness, right? And all that gray matter represents like different situations, different encounters, different memories, different recalls that will come into your consciousness, and you would or wouldn't react off of it. You know what I'm saying? Making it very difficult for you to receive ingenuity. You know what I'm saying? Innovation, clear thoughts, right mind, focus. And then you see here, you have that realm as well, the unconscious realm. And I feel as if you had to take a trip to the dark side. And now that you've been there, you may have had some attachments that wanted to keep you there. Some of y'all went there in the past, and those attachments were trying to latch onto you and go with you to this new destination and give you more negative self-talk, negative thoughts to kind of pull you back to the dark side of those experiences. So that way you can only create more karma for yourself, more lessons for yourself, more struggle for yourself. Yeah, they're showing me like a tape, a cassette tape. You know, like in a cassette tape, like how you could pull the tape out. You pull all the tape out, you pull all the tape out. But one thing that was very unique about a cassette player or cassette tapes was if someone pulled all the tape out, you could rewind, you can like wound it with your finger to put all of the tape back into the cassette. So it was like all of that stuff had to be pulled out. Okay. And now you're being wound back up, where this looks like a cassette thing to me. Like not the player, but the actual, the two things in like a little square cassette. And then you're about to be put in the cassette player again, and then Spirit's going to press play. And then you're going to be wound up, and you're going to move forward, no longer moving backwards, because I feel like you were constantly taking 2 steps forward, but something kept pulling you back, and every time you would take a step forward, it's like you couldn't get no momentum. And it's because you were growing darkness. Darkness was, you were only able to create from the darkness. But I feel like now that you've sorted out that darkness, you've been there, it's time for you to experience the other side of that, which is all the goodness. This is also showing up in the form of like people really resonating, being able to resonate through your pain, through the darkness of your pain. So everyone that's attracted to your light, it's through their pain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if they haven't processed how to handle, come out of their own darkness, right? What can happen is they will want to, it's like they gather, all the energy like gathers together, the shadow grows, and then they want to pull you back with them. So there's this energy of you being able to see, you know, sometimes when you venture off into the dark side, or you venture off into the in-between, and those energies or those spirits can see that you can see them, the clock begins to tick, because they want to find their way back. They want a new opportunity. Like they want to come back so that way they can have another shot. They want to swap places. I'm seeing like swap places with you. Because what's happening here, and I see in these cards, is I'm seeing like a lot of grief. I'm seeing a lot of pain, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of dark thoughts, dark everything. And like people that are having issues resolving their pain, their grief, whether they're alive or dead, it's feeding, you know, a very dark entity. Okay? Think of it like a dark cloud. And that entity would love for them to just give up. You know what I'm saying? Give up in the form of, suicide rates going higher, doing crazy things, losing their minds, things like that. So there's this energy of that entity trying to pull on you by way of other people grieving. And they could be alive or dead, but just by making you, pulling your vibration down, pulling your emotional status down, and making you feel out of balance or out of sorts. I don't know, I just get this feeling of like you had to purge. Like being there for people, listening to people's pain, listening to people's, feelings, or just being an empath and absorbing it. Because I feel as if I feel like you had to close the door on your way out. You had to let go of people that weren't willing to put in the work. Okay? For some of you, if your gifts were heightened and you were at a particular job and you're like, man, I can't be in this job anymore because I could kind of see what's bothering the people around me, and it's like harder and harder to get to that, to stay in that job. I feel like that's because your spiritual gifts were awakening and your higher self was like, hey, listen, I know you want to stay in that job. I know you want to do this, but if you don't release it, you're going to see a domino effect happen where what's affecting them is going to affect you. What becomes of them will become of you. So you had to like find the inspiration within yourself, really, to do this by yourself, to create this for yourself, and really give yourself permission. Because I'm telling you, this is saying like, not everybody's willing to do the inner child work. Not everybody's willing to do what you've been asked to do by your higher self. Because I feel like there's this thought process of like, oh, who's asking me to do this? Is it of God? Is it of darkness? And I really feel like if you, at this point are not able to discern who's communicating to you, because it should be you communicating to yourself. Okay? It's going to sound like you. And, unless you don't trust your own voice, it's supposed to sound like you. God is a reflection of you. You are a reflection of God. So God is going to communicate in the way in which you need to hear it. So how TT hear it ain't going to be how you supposed to hear it. But how you see it's all connected is when you're getting confirmations that you heard in your voice, and someone across the world is receiving the same confirmations in their own voice, but it's all connected. And then you start to see how it's all love. You know what I'm saying? How it's the same source overflowing into all of us. And you stop questioning if it's the right thing to do. I feel like whoever you are, you're crossing over into the winning team, okay? Ten of Pentacles, I'm telling you. You have a gift. And you have a very strong emotional desire to do something, and they want you to follow it all the way through, because it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. It's going to be It's going to be everything you ever wished for. You're meant to be a star. But not only are you meant to be a star, I really feel like you're really meant to see it in your lifetime. Like, there may have been family that have come before you that, you know, paved the way and wanted you to see your greatness and things like that, but they didn't get to live to see it come into fruition. Maybe they passed away, you know, or things like that, but they're rejoicing on the other side because these opportunities, they're saying that the sacrifices that you're making to see your blessings into fruition, your inheritance into fruition, you're not going to have the same story as them, of them paving the way for so many people and not being able to see the fruits of their labor, and other people living off of their, you know, enjoying their blessings. You're meant to actually see all of this come into fruition in your old age. You're meant to witness generations and generations and generations to come. You see, the old and the young gathered in one area that are happy, free from these dark thoughts, free from lack, okay? Free from red flags, only green lights from here on out. That's what they're saying. You have officially eradicated the last program, parasite, entity that was unconsciously existing within your subconscious mind or something like that. You weren't aware of it, but you got rid of it. And something's not going to be hard for you to manifest anymore. Something's not going to restrict you anymore. It has no more hold over you. It has no more control over you. That's gone. Like, it's over with. Yeah, you recently, like, cut karmic cords. And it's not just a cord, right? Because people think it's as easy as lighting a candle. You did some root work on yourself, or you did some type of soul searching. The Six of Pentacles is saying that you no longer feel obligated to sacrifice yourself for the betterment of anybody else. You no longer feel bad about it. You no longer feel like you have to get recognition from people. You no longer feel like you work for anyone else. Even if you had a 9-to-5 job, there's something about inside of you. You no longer feel like you are a servant, indentured servitude. You no longer have this code or this program or information in your DNA that believed a particular type of way. You set yourself free. Because inner child is telling me is that this is a compilation of programs that are passed down to us. And I feel like a lot of your, like, your ancestral bloodline is just very proud of you. And they're saying is that you will live to see the fruits of your labor. You will have something to pass down physically, not just spiritually, but physically down to your descendants. They won't have to be born into a space of lack. It's like almost as if you are upgrading status. Okay? There's a theory that Spirit showed me in the cycles of life, right? You know how in the cycles of life, we have the insect kingdom, we have the animal kingdom, we have the humanoids, mammals. You know how we have all those kingdoms, right? Apply that same concept to race. Okay? Now, even though it is man-made, just like everything else with the names and so forth like that, it is still on something that's cyclical, right? It's still on, evolution still is playing out in that wheel of fortune. Okay. So if you think about why naturally humanity is more accepting of certain cultural belief systems with particular races or nationalities, it's almost as if they're programmed to be okay with it for certain reasons. For others, they're not so willing and it's not so accepting. But in the genetics of humanity and how those programs were encoded within humanity, it was fixed on a grid to create order of chaos, right? And chaos is raw creation. Chaos is raw creation. It's feminine, right? In the raw creation, masculine makes it matter when it's channeled through physical beings, when it's channeled through physical vessels. So through the matter of social classes, humanity will naturally understand superiority. Supremacy is going to naturally be encoded. That's information. It just is what it is. Okay. We're not up for debate. Okay. That's how they showed it to me. Also, what they showed to me is when you pass away and you understand what all this means that I'm saying to you right now. If I could describe a nationality that you would incarnate in next lifetime, if you ever came back, it's almost like the lessons from this reality would afford you. Yes, you would receive the inheritance and the accolades and things like that in this reality. But when you reincarnate, it's like a Westworld. If I could describe it to you, think of it like Westworld. If you've ever seen that show. You would probably be like, I would say like this level of consciousness that you've mastered. It's like you would become Asian or something, you know? Like you would become like one of the nationalities that just knows, okay? You'll have less adversity, less opposition. You know what I'm saying? It's just fixed that way. I don't know. It just is. In certain realities, it just is. That's what they're saying to me. The purpose of healing is different. But at certain levels of the game or certain levels of the matrix, the programs that are codes of information that's meant to prepare you for that next level, those things have to be eradicated, erased, removed, taken out of you. Okay? You got to have it cleared in order for you to ascend or something like that. Yeah, otherwise, just like, okay, if I could describe it, damn Spirit, thank you. Just like at this level, right? When you've outgrown a certain group of people and they're not ready to change with you, what do? They can't go with you, right? Because they're still thinking the same way. They're still trying to find their belief systems. They're still trying to believe in the frequency of unconditional love. They're still trying to believe in something. For you, they've been trying to teach you that it's okay to let go of people because it may not be their time yet. But that's not what you wanted to hear because you were so in love with that person, place, or thing. You were so in love and you wanted them to experience the same love that you had for that person, place, or thing. Same concept is here. It's like if they were to let that person come in without doing that work, everyone else in that level of consciousness that has a new perspective would be pretty much, you would have invited chaos into their reality. And it's not fair to them because they've paid for that through their sacrifices around their choices and around their willingness to ascend to another dimension. So it's like Spirit is saying it's not personal. You just had to figure out how to accept it, really. I feel like you had to skip over that part where you start thinking and asking yourself if this is the right thing to do. Like you were really struggling with Christ consciousness. All right. So I feel like you are really, whoever's going to resonate with this, like you're upgrading from that ego perspective and you're moving into like your moon energy. Like you're focusing on your rising sign, your north node. You're now able to determine how you want to show up in the world. You know what I'm saying? From an emotionally balanced, emotionally intelligent person. Yeah. Like, yeah, you're way more balanced now. And look at this. You're being released from this stronghold. Like, you can now build your own foundation. Because it's like this level of the game is no longer difficult for you. Like, you're ready to, like, you're like, been there, done that. I don't need to do that anymore. I'm done working on those things. Like, you've changed your doctrines. You've leveled up. You're like the bell. You're like the bell. Oh yeah, and your guards are down. Your guards are down. Like you're just kind of like just waiting for your departure at this point. It's like you're just waiting for your next departure, waiting for your next stop. You're no longer like tripping over defending something. If people want to go, you let them go. If people want to stay, you let them stay. But you have relinquished yourself of feeling like you need to defend your position or your stance and why you're choosing something. You're no longer defending why. You don't need a why. Damn. It's like, I don't need a why, and I don't need to, I don't need confirmation. I don't need a why. It just is what it is. It's called a new perspective. Get the picture? So I feel like there's something with this new opportunity that I feel spiritually guided. Like Spirit is saying, don't forget to give you some type of key or some type of confirmation about a key. I don't know if it's through a person. I don't know if it's through like a physical job or something like that. But they want me to like prepare you for something. So I'm going to take a look and see what that preparation is, what that key is that they want to give to you or gift to you over on the Stay Nested tier. If you are a member over there, you should be able to see it from your side. If this is where we part, Taurus, I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. And I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.